we're ready to start here at BSU. There's the whistle, and there's the kick. High kick, going to be a little bit short. Coming up on the ball is Forsey at the 16, the 20, the 25, the 30. Forsey across the 35, the 40, and Forsey brings it back to the 41-yard line.
I think that was that young sophomore Christensen.
Christensen, okay, Travis Christensen.
A nice run back by Travis, bringing the ball up to about the, the 42-yard line, so 1-yard line.
It's 1st and 10 for the Patriots. They're on their own, we'll call it the 40-yard line. And we're underway here at Bronco Stadium. One man split to each side. Swenson under center. Single setback. In motion is Swenson. And Swenson calls a timeout. And so before we get on the first play from scrimmage, we have a timeout. We're back, and Centennial back up the line of scrimmage. Not a large crowd, Ken, on the far side, which is the Centennial side. Calling signals is Swenson. Swenson drops back the pass. First offensive play of the game. Throws downfield. It's complete to Witchley at the 50-yard line, and he just barely picks up the first down to the 48-yard line, Ken.
It was a nice pass, Howard. It was a good scheme on that far side. They had two wide receivers, or two receivers to that far side that were deeper than Witcherly. And when Matt cranked up to throw that, I thought he was throwing deep, and there was good coverage down there. And then he did throw to the shorter man, and Witcherly knew exactly where he was to get the first down.
Colin Glenn made the tackle, the senior, for Boise. So it's 1st and 10 for the Patriots. The ball on the 47-yard line of Boise. Single setback. Swenson calls signals, and a Centennial player jumps before the snap. The formation, one man split to each side. Swenson under center, 5-man line being shown by the Braves. Hand off to the deep back, that's Forsey. Forsey twists and turns and picks up perhaps a yard up to the 48-yard line.
Nice defensive line play on that. Good penetration. Howard, I didn't quite pick up that number.
Well, it's a linebacker with a great last name, Ken. John Hill.
Okay. Yeah, he shot in the gap and just grabbed ankles and grabbed the right one and pulled him down for no gain.
John's a senior, 6'1", 185-pounder. It's 2nd down and 14 for the Patriots. Back to pass is Swenson, has the time. Throws complete to Witchley at the 42. He's across the 40, down to the 38-yard line, and about a yard short, Ken, of the first down.
Real nice reception there, and made the catch and got downfield another 4 yards or so. It looks like he's about a yard and a half short.
Luke Walker, cornerback, junior, 160-pounder, made the tackle for the Braves. So Centennial, 2 passes to Witchley have amounted for most of the yardage, Ken, on offense so far.
I'd say that's all their yardage, Howard.
One running play that netted about a yard. I formation, hand off to the man who they hand off the ball to, Ken, when they need the first down, to John Root, and John Root scrambles down to the 35 and has the first down, picks up 3 yards.
Great offensive surge by the offensive line there, Howard, to give John the just enough room so that he could pick up that needed yardage. And I see we've got a helicopter flying around here, Howard.
Oh, it's from one of the TV stations. They fly around every game. Kind of adds to the excitement. Andy Amell made the tackle on that last play. Split backfield. Swenson under center. Swenson straight back. Looks, throws, complete at the 25-yard line, and down to the 23-yard line is Nick Hilton, and another first down for the Patriots.
You know, Howard, they've got a spot, obviously a soft spot in Boise's defense that they're hitting. It's just that intermediately deep kind of a flat area, and they've hit a couple of different receivers in that area, but it's basically the same area they're hitting. So Centennial obviously has seen something in the films.
Colin Glenn again made the tackle. I formation, 1 man to each side. Swenson under center. Hands off to the second back, the deep back. That's Forsey. Forsey across the 20. Forsey down to the 18-yard line, picks up 5 yards where Colin Glenn made the tackle again.
That's right. It was a good play on the part of Glenn, the defender there for Boise. He had some good penetration. Forsey was able to run through his tackle for about 3 yards, but he would have had a lot more if Glenn hadn't been there.
So Mike Smith, the center, leads the Patriots up to the line of scrimmage. 1 man to each side. In motion is Luke to the near side. Back to pass. Being chased. He may be sacked, and he is. Swenson sacked back at the 32-yard line. And John Hill was the first one in, Ken, to make the tackle.
With that motion, both outside linebackers came, Howard, and it was a deep drop. And I don't think Matt realized that there was a linebacker coming from both sides, but they certainly made a big play on that one. A lot of yardage now for a first down.
Loss of 12 on the play, so it's going to be, Ken, 3rd and 17 for the Patriots on the 30-yard line, on the Boise 30. 7:41 left in the first quarter. No score here from Bronco Stadium. Boise hasn't had the ball yet. Here comes Swenson. Rolls out to the near side. Throws downfield. Incomplete at the 20-yard line. And that pass was intended for Abe Swenson, thrown a little bit in front of him. And I don't know. It looked like it was intended, Ken, for Swenson. Ridgely was deep. The ball was kind of completely fooled.
Okay, we're going to go live now to the Eagle Post Falls game, bring you a little bit of that. Post Falls has a 6-0 score, and the Eagle Mustangs have the ball.
6-yard line, the pitch out to Thompson, looking for some room, cuts inside, has a first down and more, inside the 15, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
Boy, I tell you, what a great job of blocking by that offensive line as they've been giving the ball to Mr. Scott Thompson, and he says, you give it to me and I'll take it down the field.
The ball is marked at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. That's an unofficial gain of about 10 yards.
Punt returned by Ron Courtney for the Patriots. Take over 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line.
Got their backside defensive end coming right down the line looking for that, and the 2 times I've seen him run it, he's been able to make the play for only a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Well, in the last offensive series, Swenson was sacked 2 times, Ken, and then Boise took over, and they couldn't move, and they punted, and Centennial has the ball. It's 2nd down and 9. I formation. Swenson takes a handoff, rolls out to the far side, being pressured, throws complete at the 45-yard line to Nick Hilton right on the sidelines, and he picks up a first down for the Patriots.
The Forsey rolled out to his, was play-action pass, and he rolled out to his right and to buy a little time, but that defensive end for Boise did a great job, really had the pressure on him. Matt did just an excellent job of getting rid of the ball for a completion and a first down.
Luke Jacobson made the tackle, the senior 180-pounder. He's the strong safety. I formation, 1 man to each side. Swenson looks over the defense. Swenson hands off to the deep back. That is Forsey. Forsey scrims his way up to the 50-yard line. Picks up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Patriots at the midfield stripe. The ball between the 2 hash marks.
Just a straight-ahead off-tackle play on that. Good line blocking, but we've got to hand it to Boise's defense, Howard. They're stiff in there, and something like that, I think Forsey has gone a lot further on in the past this season.
Adriel Sheridan, defensive end, made the tackle. I formation, again, 1 man to each side. Swenson calls signals. Swenson hands off again to Forsey. Forsey bucks 1 tackler, but is smothered at the 47-yard line. He does pick up 3 yards, so it's going to be 3rd down and 2. And again, Sheridan, the defensive end, in on the tackle.
Boise's defense well prepared, Howard, because they're giving up some yardage, but not a lot.
So it's 3rd down and 2. We're at 4:30 left in the first quarter. No score here from Bronco Stadium. Centennial and Boise, state playoff, quarterfinals. Fake handoff, and it's going to be Swenson carrying the ball himself near side. 40, 35, out of bounds at the 30, 28-yard line. And Ken, we talked about that in the pregame. Both Coach Lee Newman talked about it, and we talked about it with Mark Ross. That's one of the attributes of a Matt Swenson. He can kill you on the run just as quickly as he can on the pass.
Well, they faked exactly the same play that they just ran the last play, and then he kept the ball and came around in himself for a real good gain.
Pickup of 17 yards. 1st and 10 for Centennial. The ball on the 29-yard line of Boise. Deepest either team has been tonight. Calling signals is Swenson. Swenson, second man through Forsey, and Forsey is hit right at the line of scrimmage and may have fallen forward for a yard. And Troy Donahue, defensive tackle, number 89, a junior, 6'3", 220-pounder, made the stop.
Again, great play on the part of Boise's defense. They're not being blocked, and the linebackers are filling quickly so that the running back's not getting much room to run.
Well, they say that the official says that Forsey was stopped at the line of scrimmage, so there's no gain. 2nd and 10. High formation again for the Patriots. Swenson fakes a handoff, comes to the near side, eludes a tackler, throws complete at the 21-yard line to the 20, down to the 15-yard line. Abe Swenson carried a tackler on his back, Ken, and is finally stopped at the 15-yard line.
Howard, that was a great defensive rush by Boise, and it was just a fantastic individual effort by Matt Swenson. He did have one blocker in his backfield that was able to pick up a guy and gave him just a fraction of a second to stop and pick up a receiver downfield and make the completion.
Luke Jacobson finally made the tackle. 14-yard gain. 1st and 10 for Centennial on the 15-yard line. Boise's 15. High formation again, one man to each side. The wideouts for Centennial. Swenson looks over the defensive line. Swanson's hands off to the deep man. That's Forsey. Forsey picks up perhaps 4 yards down to the 11, so it's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the linebacker, senior linebacker, made the tackle.
Good individual effort by Forsey on that. He was right in the midst with a couple of offensive linemen. They had a good surge because contact was made at the line of scrimmage, and they carried it through for a good 5-yard gain.
So they're going to put the ball in the 10, just outside the 10. It's 2nd and 5 for the Patriots, we'll call it. Up to the line of scrimmage comes Centennial. One man split to each side, split backs. Swenson rolls out to the far side. He looks, he throws, incomplete at the goal line, intended for Wycherley and covered by Colin Glenn, and Wycherley thought that perhaps there was some interference there.
Yeah, that's what he indicated there, and it was fairly fortunate for Centennial to get away with that without an interception, because the receiver was down on the ground, the Centennial receiver, and just 2 defenders were standing there in the end zone.
So we have 3rd and 5 for the Patriots, a ball on the 10-yard line. No score, 2:28 left in the first quarter here from Bronco Stadium. Split backs, calling signals is Swenson, the senior quarterback, fumbles the ball. Let's see, it's going to be recovered. It's picked up by a Boise player at the 25, the 30, up to the 35-yard line. And the whistle blows, and Crusoe's last kick went about 30 yards in the air. And here's a longer one going down to the 10-yard line, taken by Christensen. 15, 20, 25, 30. Christensen back to the 32-yard line. So a run back of about 27 yards, and Centennial has 1st and 10, Ken, on their own 32-yard line. Let's see what the Patriots can do.
Pretty nice middle return on that kickoff return, Howard, to bring it up to the 32-yard line. Pretty good field position for Centennial to start an offensive drive.
1st and 10, and Swanson tonight for Centennial is 5 of 7 for 62 yards. Having a good night passing. Here come the Patriots to the line of scrimmage. I formation, 2 men split out to the far side. Calling signals is Swanson. 6-man line by Boise. Swanson hands off to Forsey. Forsey right up the middle, and he gets up to the 35, picks up 3 yards, Ken, 2nd and 7.
Boise's really doing a good job up front, Howard, because Centennial is not getting through to that secondary at all. They're getting stopped at the line of scrimmage. They'll pick up 3 or 4 yards, but they're not getting through for that 12 and 15-yard gain that they're used to making.
Andy Emmel made the tackle. 2nd and 7 for the Patriots on the 35. I formation, 2 men to the far side. Swenson calls signals. Swenson hands off to Forsey. Forsey 35, 40. Forsey picks up 5 yards on a play. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Patriots. The ball on their own 40.
Well, they've elected to run again, and the last few series, Centennial seems determined to run up the middle and run outside to change things up. But you can't complain too much about 5 yards a gain.
So it's 3rd and 2 for the Patriots. The ball on the 40. Split backfield, 2 men split out to the far side for Centennial. Centennial 7 and 2 into this ball game. 7 wins and 2 losses. Back to pass to Swenson. Has time. No, he's going to be tackled back at the 32-yard line. He rolled out to the left side, and blocker missed the block, and coming in to make the tackle, Ken, was Troy Donahue, and he's dropped back to the 32-yard line, but we have a penalty on the play.
Yeah, I think Centennial, one of their offensive linemen, Howard, has been called for holding, and it remains to be seen if Boise's going to accept it.
I don't think they are, because it's going to be 4th down in the punting situation, and Centennial's back at the 32-yard line. And Matt Swenson will probably go in punt formation for the Patriots. Back deep for Boise is Devin Pierce and Ann Lamb back at the 30-yard line. So Swanson's first punt of the night. The ball on the 33-yard line. There's 5-man rush going to be made by the Braves. There's a snap. No.
You know, he went to snap the ball, and the Boise guy grabbed the ball, Howard. he did lift the ball up, though, and it's going to be tough for this young man to snap it. He got this one away.
There's a kick, high kick by Swenson, coming down to Pierce at the 32. He makes a fair catch, so Boise takes over 1st and 10 on their own
66 and save at Sunshine Heating and Cooling. Call 887-6666.
1st and 10 for the Patriots. Swenson fakes a handoff, drops back, throws a pass downfield. It is intercepted, I believe it is, at the 42-yard line. Pass was intercepted.
Centennial 10-6. Here's Howard and Ken.
3rd and 9, Steve, for Centennial on their own 21. Mike Campbell, 38-yard field goal for Boise a little bit earlier. It's 10-0, as you said. Boise leads. Swenson calls signals, drops back the pass, has good protection, has time, throws complete to Wycherley at the 35-yard line. He's got the 1st down.
Nice play, Howard, by Wycherley, the wide receiver here to the right side. Just went downfield and then cut it into the middle. And took a little bit of time, but the protection was good. Swenson made a nice pass, and Wycherley made a great reception.
J.P. DeWay made the tackle. 1st and 10 for Centennial. The ball on the 36-yard line. 2 men split to the near side, 1 man to the far side. Swenson back to pass. Look, throws. Incomplete at the midfield stripe. The pass was intended for Jeff Jones. That was Allen. Ben Allen made a dive and attempt for it, Ken, but couldn't hold it.
It was real close, had it in his hands, but as you say, Howard, he was pretty well laid out and couldn't hold on to the ball.
And Swanson tonight is 6 out of 10 for 77 yards. Wycherley is 3 completions for 41. Hilton is 2 completions for 22 yards. And here come the Patriots to the line of scrimmage. Single setback is Root. Back to pass. Being chased, coming to the near side is Swenson. May run, throws across the field. Nice try by Nick Hilton. Ken coming across from the far side. Pass thrown just a little bit in front of him.
Matt is just off the mark of shade, Howard. He just is not quite getting to where it needs to get. He did have room to run there, but also that receiver was wide open there in the middle. And, of course, Matt is throwing on the run, which is difficult, but he's just not quite putting it in the mark like he has been in the past, and he probably will here shortly.
Hilton came across from the far side. It's 3rd and 10 for Centennial. They trail 10-0. 2:31 left in the first half here from Bronco Stadium. Overloaded to the left side are the Patriots. Swenson, he's going to be chased. Eludes attack. Where throws to the sidelines. Complete to Wycherley just before he stepped out. Nice catch. First down, Ken, at the 48-yard line in Boise territory.
That was a phenomenal catch by Wycherley to stay in bounds, Howard, because Matt was running out to his left and under pressure as well, and threw the ball. And of course, when you're throwing to the left and you're running to your left, the ball will carry that way. And boy, Wycherley had to really stretch and keep a toe in bounds in order to be, an completed pass. Great play.
Greg Frankamp made the tackle, the senior, 6'8", linebacker, 165-pounder, 1st and 10. The ball's on the 48-yard line. Swenson calls signals, route to single setback. Swenson fumbles the ball, but gets it back, throws, and the pass is hit at the line of scrimmage, knocked away, incomplete, and knocking that ball, getting the hand in on the ball, was Troy Donahue for the Braves.
Still got problems with the exchange, Howard. Almost each time it's kind of a double take when Matt's getting the ball. So I don't know if it's because Mike Smith is still snapping with his left hand, which is his off hand. It could be just a problem there.
Smith leads the team to the line of scrimmage. 3 men to the near side, 2 men to the far side. No one back for the Patriots. Swenson back to pass. Swenson, a little screen pass to Forsey, and he looked like he was doing a juggling act, Ken. The ball bounced off his helmet and fell incomplete to 45.
Well, Matt had to throw the ball before he wanted to. Both outside linebackers came on a pinch and just really put the pressure on him, and he had to get rid of it immediately.
3rd and 10 for the Patriots. The ball on the 48-yard line. They trail 10-0. Boise ahead here with 2:15 left in the first half from Bronco Stadium. Up come the Patriots to the line of scrimmage. 2 men split out to each side. In the slot is Forsey on the near side. Swenson back to pass. He looks, throws downfield, has a man open, incomplete at the 15-yard line. Just a little bit ahead of Forsey. He dove to try to make the catch. It went through his arms, and it's going to be a 4th down situation for the Patriots.
Howard, not only was Forsey in the clear, but there was a man going down the left sideline, and he was really in the clear. There wasn't a defensive man within 25 yards.
Well, let's see what the Patriots do. It's always an advantage having your quarterback the punter, because if you decide to pass, you've got the best passer on the team back there. It appears, though, that Centennial will punt. Back deep for Boise is Pearson Campbell. There's a snap. High kick. My, oh my, it's going up there. It's going to go to the far sideline, hit out of bounds. Not a long kick. It was a high kick. And it's going to be about a 20-yard kick. So Boise takes the 5-yard line deep for the Patriots. There's a snap a little high, but he brings it down. Nice kick. Forsey back at the 30. Goes to the far side, has a block, 35, Forsey up to the 40-yard line, and Centennial has good field position, Ken, with 1 minute and 2 seconds left in the first half.
Real good, and Ben Sparrow came back and sprang Forsey loose with a nice downfield block for probably an additional 7 or 8 yards, Howard, so maybe Centennial's a little inspired. Boise has certainly been inspired this first half.
And that's the way it was last game when they played regular season. It was 7-6 at halftime, Boise. Single setback is Root, calling signals to Swanson. Swanson 2 steps back, throws, complete to Wycherley at the 49, at the 50. Wycherley down to the 47-yard line, has the first down for the Patriots. And we have a timeout while they move the sticks. So it's 56 seconds left into Boise territory now are the Patriots. Back to pass is Swenson. He looks, he throws, complete to the 30-yard line, down to the 29-yard line. For the Patriots goes Nick Hilton, another first down. 2 successive first downs, Ken.
Yeah, and Matt Swenson with his arm strength is just absolutely putting the ball in there, Howard, and You wonder why they weren't doing this earlier.
Ball on the 29, 45 seconds left, first half. Back to pass once and again. Nice catch by Hilton on the near side. Diving catch at the 11-yard line, and the Patriots have 3 first downs in a row.
13-yard line.
First and 10 for the Patriots. 34 seconds. The clock is going left in the first half. Swenson calls signals. He drops back. He looks, has time, throws, which he's got it in the end zone. Centennial's on the board with just 25 seconds left in the first half. Beautiful pass play, Ken.
A tremendous series there, Howard. Goodness, they threw for a first down on 4 consecutive passes, and then he just lobbed it into the end zone. Looks like Matt Swenson has kind of got his gauge back again, and he's putting the ball right where he wants to.
So Wycherley, who scored the touchdown, will hold for Ben Tanner for the extra point attempt. It's now 10-6.
Boy, that was impressive, Howard. Extremely impressive.
There's a snap. The ball's down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And our score with 25 seconds left in the first half, it's now Boise 10, Centennial 7. Back after this 30-second timeout. And for the Patriots, I formation. Swenson calls signals. 2 men to the near side. Swenson hands off to Forsey. No, he keeps the ball. 45, 50, to the outside, to 40. Swenson down to the 44-yard line. Picks up a first down, and there again, Ken, the ability of Matt Swenson to carry that ball.
Well, again, Howard, that's so difficult for a defense to control when you got a quarterback that's got the courage to run and the ability to run that Matt Swenson has. That's tough duty to try and cover.
First and 10 on the 44-yard line of Boise. Centennial trails 10-7, 7:35 left in the third period here from Bronco Stadium. 2 men back. 1 man, and now Forsey switches back to the deep back, calling signals to Swenson. 2 men split to the far side for the Patriots. Swenson hands off to Forsey. Forsey to the 40. Forsey to the 35. Forsey to the 32-yard line. Has another first down for the Patriots, where Luke Walker made the tackle.
Tremendous up-front blocking there by Mike Smith and Kelly Fruit. Dave Chalk really handled their men up front, allowed Forsey to get through that initial line of scrimmage where he can really operate once he gets into the defensive backfield.
They put the ball on the 31. First and 10 for Centennial. They're driving. They trail by 3. I formation. 2 men to the far side. Swenson calls signals. 5-man line by the Braves. Swenson hands off to the deep back. Forsey cuts to the outside. 25, 20. Forsey to the 15, the 10. Drugged down at the 7-yard line. Forsey picks up 24 yards, and Centennial is down at the 7-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Howard, Colin Glenn has got good speed because I thought Forsey was gone, but Glenn was able to cut him down on the angle and pulled him down on at the 7.5-yard line.
At the near hash mark, first and 10 for Centennial. They're at the 7.5-yard line. We'll call it the 7. First and goal. They trail 10-7. 6:53 and counting left in the third period. 2 men split out to the far side. I formation. Swenson hands off to Root. Root goes down to the 6-yard line. And it's going to be second and goal for Centennial. The ball on the 6. And John Root, the short yardage man who plays, Ken, both sides for the Patriots. Offense and linebacker on defense. Does a good job.
And he was shaken up later in the first half he was shaken up, but he is a tough customer.
And the center, Mike Smith, leads the Patriots to the line of scrimmage. Single back is Forsey. Calling signals is Swenson. Swenson back to pass. Swenson looks. Swenson throws complete to Forsey. Although at the 4-yard line, Forsey is into the end zone. And Centennial is up 13-10 here in the second half, Ken.
Very impressive play, Howard. Matt dropped back. Great line blocking. He had lots of time. He looked the defense deep. He looked them into the end zone, and they all dropped off into the end zone. And then he hit Forsey swinging out of the backfield, Howard. There was nobody on him. A nice pass, great catch by Forsey, and they got 6 points.
And Ben Tanner will attempt the extra point, which we will hold. There's a snap, the ball's down, the kick is up, almost blocked, but it's clear, it's good, and our score with 6:06 left in the third period. It is now Centennial in the lead, 14-10, back after this timeout.
Just to see if Centennial can pick up where they left off after marching down that last series.
First and 10 for Centennial on the ball on the 20-yard line. Back to pass to Swenson. He looks, he throws, complete. Nice catch by Forsey. That was a Rudy Bukic dart pass over there at the in the flat, and bringing it down was Forsey, and he picks up 5 yards on the play.
That was a great catch by Forsey because you're running away from the ball. He had to reach up high over his head to catch the ball, bring it down, and then get ready to take on a tackler.
J.B. Dwayne made the tackle, the senior. And for Boise, 2nd and 5 for the Patriots. 2 men split out to the near side. I formation. Swenson under center. In motion is Forsey to the far side. Hand off to Root. And Root is rooted right there. Rooted up at the 25-yard line. No gain. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Patriots. Important 3rd down play, Ken.
That's right. I tell you what, Howard, I think I wouldn't mind seeing that fake off tackle and let Swenson keep it.
That proved a successful play for him in the last series. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Patriots. Coming in the ball game for Centennial, number 20, that's Ben Allen, wide receiver. 2 men back. Calling signals is Swenson. Swenson straight back. Being rushed. Pressure put on. He's going to be dumped back at the 16-yard line, and the sack maneuver was on by the Braves.
Okay, now we're going to move you to the Eagle Post Falls game. The Mustangs are on the 1-yard line. Here's Greg.
2nd and goal from the 1. Long snap count. He rolls right. He goes in for the touchdown.
Appreciate that play. It's 1st and 10.
Love to see those linebackers catch a ball, period.
For Centennial at the 10-yard line. Swenson, I formation, out of the eye, hands off to the first back through. That's Root. And Root is up to the 15-yard line and pick up a 5. 2nd and 10, or 2nd and 5 for the Patriots. The ball's on the 15-yard line. And Boise, of course, wants to hold them down here again and get good field position, perhaps on a punt.
I'm sure they do, but boy, Centennial's offensive line came off the ball that time, Howard. Really had a good surge, and John Root, of course, makes the most of that situation, picked up 7 yards. 6 yards.
2nd down and 5, we'll call it. Swenson hands off again to Root, and Root picks up a couple more yards. Not enough, however, for the first down. He's up to the 17-yard line. And making the tackle for Boise, J.B. Dwayne, the senior 150-pound cornerback.
Again, Howard, this would be a good spot. I'd like to see that Matt Swenson fake on the dive play and carry it around end. Sooner or later, that's going to happen, I'm sure.
And it's 3rd down. 2 men split out to the near side, I formation. And here's a pitch out to Forsey. Forsey across the 20, Forsey to the 21-yard line, up falls forward to the 22, and on the pitch out, Forsey has the first down. The tackle made by Greg Frankamp.
You know, Howard, I think Forsey likes to run with guys all around him. I think he likes to run with the opposition touching him, you know, because it looked to me like he still had room outside, and with his speed, you know, I think he could have broke it to the outside, picked up a little more, but he likes that contact, obviously.
Just like his brother Nick. Calling signals is Swenson. Swenson hands off to the 2nd back. That is Forsey. Forsey across the 25, dives forward to the 26-yard line, picks up 4 yards, 2nd and 6 for the Patriots. Adriel Sheridan made the tackle, the senior defensive end for the Braves. So it's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Patriots. We're 7:12 left in the ball game. Centennial leads 14-10 here from Bronco Stadium on your All Sports Network. The number 1 station in Idaho for high school sports. Calling signal Swenson, back to pass, throws, it's going to be almost intercepted at the 49-yard line. My, oh my, there are 4 defenders from Boise around Abe Swenson, the intended receiver for Centennial, and the ball was knocked up, and Boise almost picked it off.
Probably shouldn't have been thrown there, Howard, but you know, Matt Swenson has got so much confidence in his throwing ability that, you know, I think he really thinks he can put it right in there. In a lot of cases, he may have been better off just maybe not to have thrown right in that direction. But, who's to say? He sure completed lots of them, so...
It's 3rd down and 6. The ball on the 26. Important play for both teams. Split backfield. Swenson under center. Swenson straight back. Swenson looks. Swenson throws. It is complete at the 36-yard line to Abe Swenson, and it's the Scandinavian connection, Swanson to Swenson, and it's a first down. The ball on the 36-yard line.
That was a big-time catch there, Howard. He caught that in a lot of traffic, a lot of pressure right there, too. And also Swenson had a lot of pressure to get the ball off. Probably threw it a little sooner than he wanted to.
1st and 10 for Centennial. The ball on the 36-yard line. Swenson calls signals, takes a handoff. No, he keeps it to the 35, the 40. Swenson to 45. Swenson out of bounds at the 48-yard line. And on Ken Ferguson's favorite play, Swenson picks up a first down. You call it, Ken.
I love that play, Howard. That puts the defense in such a bind that it's almost like you take advantage of them. That was a great play, and Centennial's doing a good job of eating up a lot of time on this drive too, Howard.
We're down to 6:33 left. Swenson out of bounds to stop the clock. It's 1st and 10 for the Patriots on the 48-yard line. And I formation, 2 men split out to the far side. 4 men lined by the Braves. Swenson under center. Swenson hands off to the first man through, Root. Root picks up 1 yard, so it's going to be 2nd and 9 for the Patriots. A tackle that time made by Josh Arredondo, the senior 205-pounder.
Yeah, that was, they probably would have hoped they might have had a play called in a different direction because they were just outmanned on that side of the ball. In other words, they had 1 blocker and 2 defensive linemen, and that doesn't match up well.
Andy Barnes goes out for Centennial limping. I believe that's Barnes. Yeah.
That's tough for Centennial. They're not too deep at the offensive line.
2nd and 9 for the Patriots. The ball on their own 49-yard line. Split backs. Back to pass to Swenson. Rolling out. Look. Throws. It is complete at the 40. The 35-yard line. Nice catch then by Nick Hilton coming in from the far side. And they're going to put the ball down at the 37-yard line. Nick Hilton running a nice pass pattern, Ken.
That was a great catch, Howard, and he looks dangerous after he catches the ball, too. He's able to get upfield, get a few more yards.
Hilton and Witchley have sure shined tonight for the Patriots as far as pass receiving.
We're going to break away now into the Eagle Mustang game as they have scored again, and this comes to you live against Post Falls.
Up there, just rumbled 65 yards for his second 65-yard touchdown reception, and a huge lead now, 31-6, Mustangs over the Trojans. Dave, great play.
What a great...
Stopped by John Hill. There is a flag on the field. To Brock Corsi, that's good for a Patriots touchdown. Extra point is good with 5:06 left to play in the game. Scores Patriots 21, Braves 10.
Coaches the ball, and the ball falls off the arm. There's a whistle. Campbell, he kicks it downfield. Forsey over at the 10-yard line on the far side to the 15. Forsey out of bounds at the 20, so...
Inspired out there. They're doing a lot of yelling, getting all ready to go. Centennial's offense has got to keep their poise, and they've got to be efficient and get a good series going.
1st and 10 for the Patriots on their own 20-yard line. 3 minutes, folks, left in the ball game. Centennial leads by 3. Swenson calls signals. I formation. Pitch out. Forsey, near side, 20, 25. Forsey across the 25 to the 26-yard line. And he picks up 6 yards on a play, 2nd and 4. And one thing about Forsey, when you're trying to run down the clock with his wide runs, he uses time.
That's right. He likes to keep running as long as he can, and he does use up the time. And that was an excellent play.
Okay, we're going to go for an update to Eagle Post Falls. It's a little bit of a runaway there with just over 3 minutes left. Greg, tell us what you've got there score-wise.
We had another big play for the Eagle Mustangs on a 4th and 1. The Eagle Mustangs went for it on the 44-yard line, and Mittleiter busted it right up the middle for a 44-yard touchdown scamper. The score with 2.5 minutes to go in the ball game. It's the Eagle Mustangs 38 and the Trojans from Post Falls 6. Trojans are marching. They've got the
Ball carried by Brock Forsey. Stopped by Colin Glenn.
He was at 9:40, I believe, coming into the ball game. Here come the Patriots to the line of scrimmage. Swenson fakes a handoff, takes the ball himself, tries to go around the far side, but he's hit at the line of scrimmage and may have fallen forward for 1 yard. So it'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Patriots, and we're going to have a timeout the first down. Unless there's a fumble, this game is over. Here come the Patriots to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 6. 3rd and 5. Swenson calls signals. Swanson's back to pass. He looks, he throws, it is knocked away. Nice play on the far side by Luke Walker. Knocked the ball away from a Centennial receiver, but do we have a penalty, Ken?
There is a penalty on the far side, Howard. It's holding against Boise. They must have held on to a receiver going downfield.
Well, that's going to give the Patriots a first down, and that leaves 1.5 minutes left in the ball game. Let's see. They're going to march off the penalty. Nice play, nice defensive play by Luke Walker. And the ball moves up to the 47-yard line, and it's first down for the Patriots. So there's 1.5 minutes left, and I believe the Patriots can run up the clock in. At least get it down to where Boise might only have a chance to run back a punt. Boise has 1 timeout left. Over center is Swenson. I formation. 2 men split out to the near side. Forsey in motion. Swenson hands off to Root. And Root gets up to the midfield stripe. And so it's going to be 2nd down and 8. So it's going to be 2nd down and 8 for the Patriots. Swenson under center. Call signals, looks over the Boise line. And he hands off to Forsey. Forsey just across the 50, picks up perhaps a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 7 with 1:17 left. And so if Centennial doesn't get a first down, Ken, I would imagine that Boise will have 1 or 2 more plays. Now tomorrow, folks, and Steve will tell you when it's 3rd down and 8.
Looks like Centennial's going to take a penalty here, Howard.
Flag on the field.
No, we have. Could they run the clock here, Ken, on a 4th down if they?
I don't think so.
Here's a handoff to Forsey. Forsey. No, it's Swenson. He keeps the 50, the 45, the 40, and Swenson on a fake handoff to Forsey that fooled some of us. Brings the ball around the near side, and Swenson picks up a first down to the 39-yard line. And Ken, your favorite play again, gets a first down for the Patriots.
Well, you know, Centennial went and took advantage of Boise's defense again and ran that quarterback keeper, and That is such a tough play to defense, Howard. I almost feel bad for Boise's defense, but a good choice on Centennial's part. Very effective play with a great athlete at quarterback.
We're down to 20 seconds, and it's first down. Centennial will just kneel down with the ball, and that's going to be the ball game. And Swenson kneels down. We have a penalty flag, and I believe it's going to be against Boise.
Flag on the field.
Centennial. I'm glad I didn't say any more. So the ball's back to the 44-yard line. Pocatello game, and we'll be back after this timeout.